Hey, it's Dr. Dave Canty. Welcome to our weekly Friday Fix. Today, the thing we're going to be talking about is going up and down stairs. That's a common problem for people with knee problems, whether it be an IT band syndrome, pain on the outside of your knee, or whether it's inner knee pain or front of the knee pain, or even people dealing with knee arthritis who've been told that they are bone on bone and have to have a total knee replacement. And we love helping people get out of knee pain and avoid surgeries, even if their doctors said they're bone on bone. A lot of times just small little differences like the things we're going to go over today can make a huge difference in how your knees feel when going up and down stairs. So one thing that's very common that I see is that when people go up and down stairs, and this may come from narrow steps, but people tend to put their weight on their toes. And what that does is it activates your thigh muscles. Now your kneecap is actually a bone that sits inside your thigh muscle. It sits in the tendon that attaches your quadricep muscle to your lower leg bone. And when you put your weight on your toe, it contracts that muscle and pushes that kneecap down into your bone. So it causes sort of a grinding bone-on-bone sensation. Sometimes it even feels like your knee's going to lock or give way on you. And chances are, it's probably not going to do that, but the pain, it just makes you want to turn off the muscle because it hurts so bad. And when you turn off that muscle, it stops hurting because you stop the compression. So if only there was a way that you could go up and down steps without activating that muscle as much. Well, it just so happens there is. That if you can get your whole foot or as much of your foot on the stair as the stair length will allow and get more of your weight back on your heel, you actually start to use your glute muscles, your butt muscles basically, and your hamstring muscles in the back of your legs. And when you use those muscles more, it doesn't put so much compression through that kneecap and it doesn't push it down on your thigh bone. So you don't get that grinding, locking bone-on-bone sensation. So what that essentially looks like is that instead of putting your weight there or trying to stay upright, you put weight through your heel, actually leaning your trunk forward. It allows you to use your hips more, to push your hips underneath of you instead of keeping your weight back here and essentially having to use your thigh muscle to raise your whole body up. Sorry, I did that the way that I should have done it, not the incorrect way. Instead of raising your thigh up over your knee, this is the way that you do want to do it. You put your weight through your heel, get your butt back, get your trunk actually leaned forward parallel to the slope of the steps, and then push your heel down, particularly the outside part of your heel down into the step, and push your hips underneath of you. So this part of your leg stays relatively still, and you use your bottom muscles to push your hips forward over your knee. Now another common problem with knee pain is that people tend to let their knee come inward like that. And if you picture your leg like a pillar holding up a building, you want that whole pillar to be in line. If your building is being supported by a beam that looks like that, it's not too long before that building's going to fall down. And that puts a lot of stress on the inner side of the knee. It also creates tension where your IT band, or a big long tendon, comes down and attaches on the outer side of the knee. So it can cause inner knee pain, it can cause outer knee pain, or sometimes even both. So a good step that you can use to go up a step is to keep your weight on the outer side of your heel. If you think about your foot in quadrants, trying to keep it on the outer and back quadrant. So the outer back part of your heel, leaning your trunk forward parallel with the stairs, making sure that your knee doesn't drop inwards but stays in line with your toes, and then pushing your hips up underneath of you. Now your foot plays a big role in that as well. And I'm going to take my shoe off just for demonstration purpose here. But when your knee goes inwards, it drives your foot downwards. It makes your foot pronate, is the medical word for it. And when your foot flattens or when your foot pronates, that drives your whole knee in. Now that can be caused by a foot problem. It can be caused by hip weakness. It can be caused even by a back problem. Which is it in your case? We don't know. But we'd be happy to take a look at it for you if you do deal with knee pain. So you keep your knee out. If you keep a little bit of an arch in your foot by slightly scrunching your toes and doming your arch, making a little cup, that helps you to keep your weight on that outer back side of the heel. Lean your weight forward and push your hips up over your knee. Now I know it sounds like I'm being redundant here, and I am, kind of on purpose, but if you think about how many times you've gone up a step throughout your life, you've done it wrong probably a lot of times if you're experiencing knee pain. And so the redundancy is just to get over the things that you've been doing every day and been unaware of that could possibly be causing knee pain. If you'd like to further explore it, we'd be happy to talk to you about it. Or you can visit our website, m4lpt.com, and we'd be happy to have you look into our knee pain ebook, and it gives you lots of other helpful tips that you can use. We'll drop the direct link to that ebook in the notes on the post here, and I hope you have a happy Friday.